Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you 30 plus tips and tricks for the OnePlus 2 phone. I already did a similar type of video for the Galaxy Note 5. You can check my channel out. So let's just start off from the tip number 1, which is related to the screenshot like always. So if you want to take screenshot on OnePlus 2, it's pretty easy. You have to hold the power and the volume down key at the same time like this, and that's how you take a screenshot pretty quickly, and you'll see a notification type of thing. Of course, you're gonna see the screenshot, capture screenshot on the notification panel, where you can click on it, and you can also zoom in and out, edit it or crop it or whatever. You can also share it instantly. Moving towards the next tip, which is related to the new slider that we get on the OnePlus 2. Now, of course, if you are like a student like me, or if you are a guy who has to attend like like a lot of meetings, something like that, then you can use this feature to instantly set your phones to phone to a no interruption mode or no notification mode at all. So basically, you just have to slide this slider to the top here in the middle, and it will say priority interruption only. And if you don't want any notification at all, it's gonna say alarms only, so you're not gonna be disturbed while you are in meeting or in a class if you are a student. So let's just move towards the next tip, which is really awesome, because I'm not sure that we have it here on the 6.0 Marshmallow. I'm just gonna take a quick look. So if I go into settings, yeah, it is here, this search option. If we go into settings, I mean, definitely it is, if you are trying to find something in the settings that you can't seem to find, then or something that is really hidden, then you can find it by typing here. For example, if I want to type fingerprint here, fingerprint sensor, if I want to enable fingerprint lock, so I will just type fingerprint, and it will going to show me this. So that is pretty awesome. So we have this search option here on the top. That is pretty awesome. We'll also have this option on the 6.0 Marshmallow here on the Nexus 6. Also, let's just move towards our next tip, which is related to the buttons. Now, like I said, if you don't really like the on-screen navigation button, you can turn them off by the option here. You can also enable them. And then, of course, another tip here is available. If we go below, we have options to set up some custom actions. For example, let's see here with the home key, if you long press, I have set it to camera. I can set it to turn off screen. So let's see. And as you can see, screen is turned off. So that is pretty amazing. And you can do a lot of stuff here. Double tap action can open Google Now and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome. And like I said, you can enable on-screen navigation bar here like this. If you don't want it, if you don't like on-screen navigation buttons, then you can just disable it. And you can also swap buttons, because a lot of people are used to like this key is basically the back key on most of the phones. So if you are a Samsung user, so there's the option to swap the buttons. So I'm just gonna swap it. Now this key is the back key, and this is the multitasking key. So that is pretty damn good. Now the next tip for you guys is if we check out, it's also available in the buttons, and there is a option called as always enable home button. Now if you enable the navigation buttons here and you're still pressing this home button, I mean, sometimes, of course, if you have disabled this option, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna respond, but that this button will become like useless. So you have this option here to turn it on, and this will allow you to use the home key alongside these navigation buttons. So that is pretty awesome. That's one thing that you can do. So I'm just gonna turn off and swap the buttons, and you also have this option to turn off the backlight here, or backlight, whatever that we have here on this capacitive keys, in order to conserve more battery. Especially this can help a lot, because of course there's no like a normal power saving mode over here. It is something not just like we have on the Samsung phones. You're not gonna get it on the OnePlus 2, but yeah, let's just move towards our next tip, which is related to the flashlight. I mean, it is some kind of custom gestures that you can set up on your OnePlus 2. Not only for the flashlight, you can have it for the camera, for the music control, for double tap to wake. Now you can double tap to wake your phone if you are like me, if you love to use a phone while lying on the table like this. So all you need to do is just to double tap the the screen here, and it's just gonna show you the lock screen. You can see the time, the date, the day, and you can also see your notifications if there is any notification. So just gonna unlock it. So also we got the option here to toggle flashlight. If I draw a V, if I lock my device and draw a V, and as you can see, it has enabled this flashlight. This is pretty awesome because in a lot of situations, especially in my country, we gotta deal with the problems like load shedding. So it's pretty awesome because I don't have to use like to unlock my phone and go through any app or notification center to turn on the flash. No, it's pretty easy, it's pretty damn cool, and I can turn it off like this. So you can see it works really fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly unlock, and I will show you some of the more stuff that you'll have here in gesture. If you draw an O, it will going to open up camera. So let's see if this is going to work fine or not. As you can see, now it has opened up the camera for us. Similar stuff is related to the to our music control. Now I will recommend that that of course, if you are a student, if you, like I said, if you are someone who attends a lot of meeting, I will recommend that you should turn this option off, music control, because you know, you can accidentally play a music while you know, in a meeting or in a class, so that can be pretty embarrassing. So I have turned it off, but just in case, if you enable it, you can do the same stuff by drawing greater than or less than sign, and that will going to play the music from the library, and that's also pretty nice. Now let's move towards another tip, which is related to the battery percentage. Now as you can see, I got like 16% battery available. You can actually change the logo here of this battery percentage. For example, if I go into the battery tab, I got a cool little battery icon here. If I click on it, it says battery percent. I can have it on circle, I can have it on bar, I can also completely hide it if I don't want to see that. So the most convenient is the 16%, I mean the percent, which is really straightforward. So yeah, let's just move towards the next tip, which is related to display. And in display, we got a option called as when device is rotated. Now if you enable this option, I mean if you click on this option, you'll get these two options here. For example, rotate the contents of the screen or stay in portrait view. Like if I enable this option, stay in portrait view, even if I do this, it's not gonna go into the landscape mode. So that's pretty nice, because I like to use my phone while lying on the bed like this. So that's pretty nice. That's a pretty awesome feature here that we have. So if I don't have it, as you can see, if I don't enable it, it's gonna go into landscape mode. So it works pretty fine, no bugs or anything like that that I have noticed. So let's move towards our next tip, which is related to the shelf. Now this shelf is pretty nice. It's going to show you your recent frequent application, frequent contacts used, frequent sound, songs played. So this is like a really convenient tool. But of course, if you want to disable it, so all you need to do is you need to hold down the screen, click on the settings gear here, and then we got the option to disable the shelf, and after that you're not gonna see it. So that is something that some people will want, and that's how you quickly disable the shelf. So taking a look at the next tip, which is related to the battery, and speaking of the battery, it's also related to the power saving feature. Now like I said, this phone is pretty close to the stock experience, and that's why we get the stock battery saver if we go here into main settings, and if you check out the battery bar here, there's a menu option here, and if you click on it, it says battery saver. If you turn it on, and as you can see, the battery saving mode is enabled. Now as you can see, there's like no animation, and we also do get this ugly red bar. That's why I said that that the battery saving option or the power saving option is not the same as the Samsung phones. I mean, they of course the processor downclocks itself, but it doesn't look that much of ugly. We don't have less animation or something like that. So definitely, I mean, it's a way to increase more battery if you want to conserve it in some situations. So you go into settings, you can go into battery, and then click on that menu button and then turn it on. So I'm just gonna turn it off. So by default, you can also set it on a specific percentage where it will turn on automatically. Like I am on 16%, so maybe it will turn on 15%. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Now if I go back into the main setting, we got an option here called as user. Now if there's like two user of the phone, if like two people use this same phone, then you can add more user. If you add more user, there's gonna be their additional information, their wallpaper, their Gmail ID, and everything like that. I mean, it's like a complete user, like we have on Windows. If we make a specific account for Windows, so just like that. I mean, this gonna be like two different settings, so you don't have to face any problem if you use your phone and then also your girlfriend uses your phone or something like that. So that is pretty awesome. Now moving towards our next tip, which is related to the applications. Now if you go into the applications, if you click on this menu key here, we got the option to reset application preferences. Now what that means is that sometimes we accidentally disable some app, sometimes we accidentally make some application as the default application. So what you can do here is that if you reset the app preference, it's gonna set everything to default. All the disabled apps and notification and default application, background data restriction, everything will be set on the reset. Set on the default one. So that's pretty awesome because you don't have to look for every single app that you messed up. So that's pretty awesome feature there. Then also, if we move towards our next tip, which is related to the fingerprint scanner. Now, as you guys know, that I have fingerprint scanner set up here pretty nicely. So if you go into fingerprint, there's a dedicated option here for the fingerprint sensor. I'm just gonna quickly enter my passcode. So of course, without entering the passcode, I can't access it. So as you can see, it says Zoryab's OnePlus 2. So I can add more fingerprints, just like that. I mean, like I got my thumb fingerprint, so I can have my this finger or ring finger, or this finger maybe. But yeah, you can add up to I think like 10 fingers. So that's pretty awesome. And let's move towards the next tip, which is related to customization. Now customization is a pretty awesome feature here that we get. Now if you don't like this white background on in the settings, you can turn this one on. What this will do is it's gonna allow you to have like a more darker UI, and this darker UI looks pretty awesome, kind of like more better than the white one, because it gives a little bit different look to the UI, this Oxygen OS. And just like that, if we move towards our next tip, which is also related to the customization, we got the option to change the LED notification light. So we got the global notification option, battery full, battery charging, and battery low. So I'm just gonna have the battery low to something like blue. Definitely it's not gonna show me any preview of the light, but it will happen because of course I am on 15%, so it will happen soon. Is lower than 5%. Okay, we might not see it, but yeah, we got the option to change the notification LED for battery full, battery charging, battery low, and global notification. You can set it from blue, yellow, green, purple, pink, whatever color you like. And also have a pretty cool option here, the accent color. Now if I change the accent color to yellow, it's gonna turn all these cool on and off button to specific color that you choose. That is pretty awesome. It looks pretty cool. Let's just move towards our next tip. Now the next tip is basically related to the app drawer. Now if you hold down the screen, if you click on the settings, you'll notice that there's an option called as the app drawer grid size. Now if you click on it, we got three options: large, standard, or small. I'm using on the standard. If I have it on the large, it still looks pretty awesome. You can see all the apps are really organized and all that. Of course, we got 64 gigabyte of internal memory, and yeah, you can install like tons of applications on this phone. So this can be pretty nice because there's not gonna be like a lot of home screen. So as you can see, I already have a lot of applications installed, so that's pretty nice. Let's move towards our next tip, which is related to the notification panel. Now notice that it's pretty similar to the Android Lollipop, but we got a pretty damn cool feature here called as this tile type of button. Now if you click on it, you can instantly edit your quick settings there. You can drag anything down if you don't want it here, and then you can click the save key. That is pretty awesome. And you can also set this to default by clicking here, so that works pretty fine. Now let's move towards the next tip, which is related to our lock screen. So going into settings and then checking out this security option. Yeah, it's related to security option. So we got the option to we got a pretty nice option, which is called as the quick unlock. Now what this option will do is that if you enable this option, the lock screen will automatically unlock as soon as the pin or password is detected. Of course, like if you enter the password, your phone will be instantly unlocked. No notification problems or interruptions or anything like that. So that is pretty nice. And also the next tip is also residing here, which is the owner info. That is pretty awesome feature that we do have on Samsung phones. Now I can write anything like let's see, don't, okay, show owner info on lock screen. So I can write anything like don't touch, okay, touch my phone faggot. So if I write this, and if I go back and go back again, and let's see, and as you can see, it says don't touch my phone faggot. Now this is a pretty retarded line. You can have anything from quotation to a poetry or anything like that. I mean, we got a lot of space here, so that's pretty awesome. You can even have your own phone number on it, and you can show it to some girls. So I mean, possibilities endless. The next tip for you guys is also related to the security. Sometimes people hate when they draw their pattern and everything is just visible, so you can hide that. So make password visible. You can disable it. I mean, you can enable it, so that it's gonna make the password if you disable it, it's gonna make the password go hide. I mean, in a hide mode, other people can't really see it. Moving towards our next tip, which is related to, if you click on the home key here, clicking on the settings, you'll see an option on the top called as icon pack. Now, as I told you in my full review, that this phone doesn't have the theme engine or something like that that we had on CyanogenMod phones. So, but we do got the icon pack. Now you can download the icon packs from Play Store. There are a ton of them, like iOS 9 icon packs and all that. You can have, when you download them, you will see them here. You can apply them, and all the apps icons will be changed, so they will look really different, and they will give your phone a whole new look overall. Moving towards the next tip, which is related to the recovery mode. Now, first, what you need to do is you need to turn off your phone completely in order to go into recovery mode. And the next step is holding the power key and the volume down key at the same time, like this, and it will going to take the phone straight into the recovery mode. Now, first, choose your language, and then you can see a pretty awesome, pretty neat recovery that we have installation from SD card. If you have a Chinese version of OnePlus 2, you can use this mode to actually install the firmware, the Oxygen OS on a Chinese version like I did. So if you are interested, you can check my tutorial out on my channel. We also have the option to wipe data and cache, which means a factory reset. In advanced, you can also reboot to fast boot mode, format data, format all your data, or power off. So pretty awesome. Now I'm just gonna quickly reboot the phone. Okay, reboot, and we're just gonna wait for the phone to turn on. So I mean, recovery mode is a pretty awesome thing to know. Of course, a lot of people, when they invest money on phones, most of the people don't really know about these type of things. So recovery mode is a really convenient mode to use in some cases when your phone is not booting up and you have to do the factory reset in order to get past the boot up logo if your phone is stuck on that. In some cases that we have on during soft break of a phone. So we're just gonna wait for the phone to turn on, and here we go. So let's just quickly move towards our next tip, which is if we go into settings, and if I scroll down into the storage, and if I scroll a little bit more, and at the bottom, a really hidden type of feature where we have here called as OTG storage. Now this OTG storage will allow you to mount the external storage via OTG cable. Now this is how the OTG cable looks like, USB on the go. Using this cable you can mount any USB or anything, any external storage. If you disable this option, your phone will not going to read the data from this USB on the go cable or OTG cable. So make sure that you enable it. The next tip for you guys is if you go into the Bluetooth, and if you click on this menu button here, we got an option called as accept all files. Now if you are going to transfer some things like an APK file, if you want to transfer a application from your phone to OnePlus 2 via Bluetooth, so by default Android will not going to allow you to do that. So you can have this option enabled on OnePlus 2, accept all file types, and after that you'll be able to receive the APK files, and I mean all the files. So there will be no interruptions with that and all that. So let's move towards the next tip, which is if we go into the, let's see, accessibility. Now in the accessibility we got an option called as magnification gesture. If you turn it on, what this will allow you is that if you have problem with your eyes or something like that, if you triple tap the screen, it's gonna zoom in. So if you want to scroll, you have to use 2 fingers, and triple tap the screen, we're going to zoom in, and triple tapping again, it's gonna make the phone back to the normal size. So that's pretty awesome magnification gesture option. Another feature that we have here is called as large text. Now the large text is a pretty awesome feature. Again, if you have problem with your eyes, you want bigger text, then you can turn this option on instantly, and it's gonna turn the text on the display really big for your eyes, so it's gonna be comfortable to actually read and all that stuff, especially on web. So the next tip for you guys is pretty good. For example, if someone is calling you and you want to you don't want to answer that call, you want to end that call instantly. So there's a pretty nice feature here which calls as the power button ends call. If you enable it, if someone is calling you, all you need to do is press the power key and that call will be ended. No further bullshit of swiping or anything like that. No, everything will be pretty fast. So let's just move towards the next tip, which is in about phone. In about phone, if you scroll down to, let's say, build number, if you tap on the build number a couple of times, it will going to say that you have unlocked developer option. Now in developer option, there's a pretty important thing that you should know, which is called as OEM unlocking. Now, you can unlock the bootloader of OnePlus 2 only if and only if you have enabled this option. Otherwise, the phone will not be able to have its bootloader unlocked no matter what you do. And then also for rooting and all that, this is also the compulsory option, USB debugging, so you also have to enable it. So to enable these options, you need to unlock the developer option, which you can do like I told you, going into about phone, clicking on the build number a couple of times will unlock the developer option for you guys. Let's move towards our next tip, which is related to security. Scrolling down, we got an option called as unknown sources. Now this will allow the installation of applications from sources other than Play Store. If you download some application from, let's say, apkmania.com, there's like a couple of websites which offers paid apps free, so you can install them only if and only if you have enabled this option here. So let's move towards the next tip, which is related to application, basically, which is related to music. Now if I scroll here, let's see, I gotta find the application now, where it is. It's called as the audio tuner. I mean, I changed the application's look, so it's kind of difficult for me to find it. Oh, here we go. So this is the application that we get by default. It's called as the audio tuner. Now you can tune the audio. For example, it's on music. You can increase these values because they will going to really make your sound really better, especially when you are listening using the headphones or hand-free or something like that. We got a movie mode, then we got a game mode, and in game mode everything is like kind of like on increased settings. You can have it on rock, acoustic, or let's say custom. I mean, that is pretty nice. Oh, there you go, the notification LED is on. That's how it looks like. So you can also have it on metal, jazz. Pretty awesome. I mean, this app is a total beast for the sound. You can, I mean, do all sorts of stuff with the sound with that application. Now let's move towards our next tip, which is related to file manager. Now if there are some certain files that are hidden on your phone, you can't really see them. If you want to see them on your phone, the default file manager on your OnePlus 2 will allow you to see them only if you click on this menu key, and we got an option called as show hidden files. Click on it, and this will going to show you the hidden files that are something that you will have access only if you are rooted or if you are using ES File Explorer from Play Store. So that is pretty awesome. That's pretty nice to know that. Moving towards the next tip, which is related to the backup and reset. Now in backup and reset, we got an option of called as automatic restore. Now when you reinstall the application, for example, I got Grand Theft Auto San Andreas installed my phone, I want to reinstall it. So what this option will do is that it's gonna automatically restore the backed up settings and data. So if you have a backup, and this phone will going to automatically restore that for that particular app or game. So that works pretty fine. That is pretty awesome. Let's move towards our few remaining tips, which is in the display. Just like all the other phones, we got an option called as font size. You can actually make the font larger, and I mean larger looks really comfortable, to be honest, and you can even make it huge if you have problem with your eyes, or if you have difficulty reading the text and all that. That's pretty awesome, pretty damn good. Now we are going to take a look at our last tip, which is also some people don't really know about. So going into the camera, and as you can see, it's pretty awesome that we click on the settings. After swiping, we got an option called as shutter sound. Now this shutter sound is enabled by default, and if you press the capture button, it's gonna make a weird sound like something like that. So you can disable it if you are capturing a photo of someone that if you don't want to make sound. I mean, if you are taking selfies in public, you don't really want the shutter sound to be loud. You want it to be silent, so that you don't really look weird in front of other people. So that's why you need to disable this option instantly. So you can also see some some of the version, the version of the camera that you are having. Like I'm having version 1.0. So yeah, that's my full tips and tricks video for OnePlus 2. We had covered almost like 35 to 40 tips, and yeah, I think I have covered it all up. And if I will see some more, I'll make a separate video for that. And I think you guys seem to be enjoying my videos a lot. You are subscribing to my channel. That's pretty awesome. Thank you so much. And give this video a thumbs up, share it. If you want me to make some specific video for you guys, do let me know in the comment section down below, or email me or message me on Facebook for any question, any problems. And I'll see you guys